today I thought everything was going to be chill, just scrolling through Discord, checking the usual, game chat, leaks, that sort of thing. When suddenly I see a video drop from Jandal. Now if you've played Grow Garden for even just one day, you know whenever Jandal drops something unannounced, it usually means chaos. And while this time Jandal may have just leaked the whole entire upcoming update. And what started as kind of like a regular dev video ended in like a complete insane rocket. A fuel bar, a new mystery UI, and a whole new biome that looks nothing like the one that we currently play. And I don't say this lightly. It looks like Grow Garden is going to space. And there's this greenish world and a new effect called radioactive. We're seeing carrots of all things being fed into what looks like kind of like this mutated spaceship. Now it sounds ridiculous, but when you look at this thing closely, it does make a lot of sense. Because this isn't just a simple update. It's like a complete turning point in this game's entire development. And today I'm going to be walking you step by step through this entire new update and everything that's been leaked. And we're going to be going super deep. Not just the rocket nor the fuel system, but the hidden mailbox, the clues in the background, the connections to even community suggestions, like the developers are listening to us and adding things to the game. And why I think this could be a new beginning to Grow Garden and the new era to come. And before we dive in, I'm doing a dragonfly pet giveaway for completely free. All you have to do is tag your username down below, your Roblox username that is, like the video, watch all the way till the end, and make sure you guys subscribe. Now before we get into the rocket stuff, we need to talk about the clip that started everything. And Jandal posted a video pretty much saying, I had to re-record this video because I accidentally leaked my credit card. And at first you're thinking, okay, he's probably joking, right? Well, actually wrong. He actually had to remake the whole entire video because his credit card information was actually leaked on his TikTok. And I'd show you and I'd give you audio, but sadly, with copyrighted music, things like that, I cannot show you with the audio. And yes, he does joke about it in the classic Jandal style when he says, I hope no one saw it. And then literally 2 seconds later, he's saying, please don't spend money on my account. And honestly, it's hilarious. It's one of those chaotic dev moments that somehow makes this leak even better and even more real. But here's what's important. It completely distracts us from what's actually going on in the background, giving us these leaks. And while everyone is laughing about the credit card, most people miss what was right behind them. There's a brand new item hidden behind the sign, and it looks like a mailbox. And we know exactly how Jandal works. He usually doesn't just add decorations. Everything gets a purpose in this game, and that's something we're going to be coming back to. But back to the actual part of the video. He transitions from the credit card thing to saying, now that my info has been leaked to the world, let me show you this admin event that I've been working on. And that's where everything gets really crazy. You see this? It's called Feed Carrot Energy. There's a bar with 92% fuel, and Jandal starts dropping fruits into it. I'm talking mutated fruits. And with names like Sun-Dried, Ceramic, and Windstruck. He feeds a candy blossom and it gives 250 fuel, which is huge. And these aren't just basic crops. They're rare, high-tier fruit with specific mutation stacks. So let's circle back to the mailbox. This thing is barely visible in the background of the clip, but it's unmistakable once you see it. A standalone object with this big red flag up, just chilling behind the gear sign. And this matters because this mailbox system could open an entirely new feature to Grow Garden that we've never seen before. Because right now, the only way Jandal or the whole entire development team can send items to people is them directly being in your server. They have to join your game, add you as a friend, drop the item. It's really messy, inefficient, and let's be honest, it's kind of outdated. But a mailbox completely changes that. Because imagine if winners of giveaways could just receive items through their mail, no need to DM anyone, no need to coordinate anything, just log in and boom, here's your item. Especially if they're dropping things, giving things out to tons and tons of players, you could just go to your mailbox and cash out whatever item they give you. They don't need to be in your lobby. You don't need to accept their invites, friend requests, have them try and find you on a random server, and you just get really lucky if you join their game. Now, something this could also be is it might just become a new way to redeem codes. Instead of inputting long strings into the clunky UI, you just check your mailbox and whatever Jandal drops this week, you guys just instantly get. And here's kind of the kicker. What if it becomes the in-game announcement system where we don't have to go to TikTok, we don't have to go find these Discords and things like that for leaks? It's literally just right there. You can open up the game and get updated. Because right now, the only way players hear anything through Jandal is through leaks, YouTube videos, TikTok posts. You have to go out there and find it to see these leaks, to see updates for new items, to get these redeem codes. It's a huge messy process. But if there is a mailbox, this could become the new way for the communication channel, which would make everything so easy, right? Because Jandal could leave patch notes, drop limited time messages, even lore hints. Now this might sound like kind of a stretch, but it fits the direction of the game and where it's going. More immersive, more layered, and more connected. Let's imagine how this plays out. You log into Grow Garden, the first thing you see is a glowing mailbox next to your plot. Click it, and inside the message, thanks for playing, here's a bonus item. And attached is a free cosmetic, a seed, a pet, whatever it might look like. It's simple, it's elegant, and it rewards players just for showing up and playing the game. Now let's take this one step further. What if you could just send friends gifts through the mailbox system? You don't even have to be in their lobby. Because I've grown 5 dragon fruits, and if you want to send it to one of your friends who just started, instead of needing to meet up with them in-game, joining a private lobby, because think about it, if you're really rich, you have these rare mutations, you don't want them to get stolen. So that means you end up having to get a private server just to get your friends on. It takes a huge amount of time because you have to trade everything manually. But instead, you could just trade it through the mailbox, type in their username, and done. And this might also tie into the future marketplace system. As Jandal has mentioned trading being a little clunky, the mail system could solve that. Queue up a trade, confirm it, and collect your items later. This is a huge way to make trading really easy, because this mailbox could serve 5 or 6 different purposes in the game, right? And code redemption becomes a no-brainer. Devs could just link up codes to mail drop, just redeem a code, and the item is sent to your mailbox. No more guessing where to go. You don't have to go watch YouTube videos to find these codes. You don't have to go watch their social medias to find them. It's in the mailbox right there, really easy. But now let's kind of get back to the rocket, because once the fuel hits 100%, the rocket, yes, it's shaped like a giant carrot, begins shaking. Lights flash red, smoke builds, and then it lifts off. And here's the thing where everything kind of gets interesting. When it takes off, there's this white screen event. Like when you leave the map or reset your game and you come back after a long session and everything updates. But instead of returning to normal, the game transitions into an entirely new zone. It's green, the sky looks radioactive, and text pop-ups appear saying your candy blossoms have turned radioactive. And this isn't just a weather change, it's an entirely new event layer, possibly a separate world state. And if it ties to a specific crops like candy blossoms, this could be a beginning of a mutated based zone trigger. Let's talk about this new fuel mechanic, because it's basically deeper than what it looks. Because in the leaked clips, Jandal does show the fuel meters, visibly labeled with a %, and demonstrates how feeding certain fruits increases this meter. But it's just not any fruit. He's using extremely mutated ones. Windstruck, ceramic, sun-dried, wet, candy blossoms. It's not just random. Now, for us to jump into these events, it does seem like you do need really good fruits and crazy mutations on them. So it's not like someone that's new to this game can just easily jump in, because if they're selling or they're putting basic carrots, basic tomatoes, strawberries, whatever that looks like into this machine, they're going to need like 100,000 strawberries just to fuel up the machine to go anywhere. What this actually means is the fuel system rewards players for high effort farming. If basic carrots give 5 fuels and a stack mutated candy blossoms give 250, there's a massive inception to push for advanced gardening techniques. I'm talking massive fruits, massive seeds, crazy mutations, all that combined. Because now we need to imagine this system being used beyond just one rocket launch. Imagine there's different tiers of rockets, different destinations that require more or less fuel. The rarer the fruit, the farther or the faster you can even travel. And this also opens a door to new mutation combos that we haven't even seen yet. Think about fruit mutations that are heat-based, energy-based, or even space-themed. It could be like plasma-fused mutations appear in the future updates. Because it's like players who have been hoarding exotic seeds or building up high-level greenhouses might finally have an advantage beyond just coin value or pet bonuses. Because right now we're selling these crazy things for merely just shekels. And after a while of you gaming, you already have trillions and trillions of shekels, and it doesn't actually do anything in the game. Because now they're literally contributing directly to the game-wide fuel economy. Because once this rocket launches, everything shifts. Flash, the screen goes white, and then you load into a new environment. The sky is tinted green, the lighting looks exotic, the air feels different, and your pet, it's glowing. And that's when a pop-up appears, right? With your candy blossoms turning radioactive, this raises so many questions. Is radioactive a new mutation category? A temporary buff, a cosmetic, like a visual cosmetic, or is it something deeper like an XP or growth mechanic in this game? But this could be the first negative weather system that actually adds risks in exchange for rewards. You have to actually risk something. You have to risk your plants to get this fuel, to go somewhere to get even more shekels. Because maybe this radioactive weather causes plants to just mutate completely randomly. Or maybe it gives XP boost but lowers its pet happiness. That kind of trade-off in this game, like that system would bring a brand new level to Grow a Garden, and honestly I think would make for long-term farming strategies way more interesting. Now we don't have confirmation yet, but based on the way this pop-up is presented and how it's tied to admin trigger events, this might be a system reserved for special time zones or a world server-wide challenge. And what's something that's really crazy is this was all predicted by players. If you've ever looked at the Grow Garden starboard, you'll know that that's where community suggestions have been voted up and really pushed. And believe it or not, space has been a hot topic for a really long time within the community. So let's look at some of the most popular space themed suggestions. Void rows and massive roots. These are proposed plans that suggested that a galaxy-style appearances and maybe even new season dependencies. The black hole bean, this one's got thousands of upvotes and would potentially involve warping time and reducing cooldowns, right? And this is also entire events centered around things like supernovas, alien invasions, and galactic markets. And here's the thing, Jandal has confirmed a while ago that he checks the starboard regularly. He wants to see what we want in this game, and he actually goes out there and adds it. It's something that's really cool that I wish more developers and games would do. He even mentioned that some updates were directly inspired to what players were suggesting at the time. So he listens in real time. So if we see new rockets, radioactive biomes, and plants turning into alien versions of themselves, it's not just a stretch to say that the community helped steer this update. Even the concept of a second Garden in orbit has been mentioned in the community. Imagine being able to toggle between your main plot and a low gravity space station. Maybe you can only grow specific crops up in space. Maybe the entire gardening mechanic shifts based on oxygen radiation and asteroid cycles. It's clear Jandal is listening, and in this case, it could be even crazier what is to come when this game gets leaked. And another awesome part of this leak cycle is the creativity it sparked in the community. Within hours of these clips dropping, players have already started building their own rocket mock-ups. People are using build modes to create launch pads, alien greenhouses, and even space-themed garden layouts. The community is going crazy, adding so much more content for Jandal to look at and add into the game. And one player even built an entire replica of what they thought the carrot rocket would look like, complete with custom flame decals, full pipe scaffolding, and blinking red lights. And to be honest, some of these even look better than the rocket Jandal used. And that isn't even a bad thing. It just shows how strong the sandbox tools are in Grow a Garden and how much potential for player-generated content is in this game, because that would be insane if players can actually make things in this game and Jandal can add it. Because if Jandal wanted to, he could run a contest for the next version of the rocket or the next space crop. And based on the community that what we've seen so far, the results would be insane. So big shout outs to the creators who are working, taking this game to the next level, adding concepts in the community, because you guys are keeping this hype alive. Now let's zoom out for a second. If we assume this radioactive world is just beginning, it raises a bigger question. Are there going to be multiple space biomes? Because right now we've seen the base garden, the desert event area, snowy events, and now a green toxic, even alien biome. So what's next to come? Here's some of the few biome types that would totally make sense. An asteroid belt galaxy, low gravity, crops are floating mid-air, and the seeds are harder to catch. Like a lunar greenhouse requires artificial sunlight. The crops would only grow if it's exposed to specific moonlight filters. Like an alien hive world where the crops mutate unpredictably, the pets get even more like evolution buffs to them. Or even like a frozen spaced wasteland. Crops are freezing mid-growth unless like you actually apply heat to them to keep them alive. And these wouldn't just be cool themes. They could change gameplay, force players to rethink crop management, add new buffs, debuffs, and mechanics that would completely flip how we know about farming. Each biome would have their own mutation types, exclusive seeds, custom pets. This is a huge potential for progress in this game where you're not getting level capped. So let's pull everything together now. From what we've seen, Grow a Garden Space Update is shaping up to be one of the most unexpected and feature-packed updates in game history. Because what we have is a new working rocket, brand new events with custom weather and world effects, hints of gifting, code redemption, and an inbox system with trading, fuel mechanics tied directly to high-level farming, and a community that's already been predicting and building features. And none of this was formally announced. It was all tucked inside one chaotic, slightly unhinged dev video where Jandal joked about leaking his credit card. It's a classic Grow a Garden energy video coming from Jandal. And here's your challenge. If you're watching this video before the update drops, try preparing ahead of time. Stockpile your mutated fruits, get at least one Windstraw candy blossom, start working on fuel-efficient combos, and if you're gonna manage to trigger the rocket sequence when the event goes live, come back here and let me know what happened. I'll be featuring some of the best launch stories in the next video. And if you got your own ideas for the space biome, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. I read through almost every single comment you guys are dropping, and I'd love to hear about your theories of what this game is going to look like. We're close to 200 subscribers, so if you guys want to be one of the OG guys in this channel, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the video. I appreciate you guys watching all the way through. And remember to join this dragonfly giveaway. Thanks for watching. May your candy blossoms never turn radioactive. Happy farming.